Radiant team. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Radiant
Ogre Magi!
Queen of Pain.
Alright, hello and welcome to the first series of the day for the Eastern European Division 2. I think it's the only series. Division 2 DPC
Dire
League.
team ban.
I'm Robin Roll, going to be joined by Wingblade. Wingblade, how are you doing?
I am still recovering from COVID, so I am still missing part of my taste. And as a result, I think Venomancer is a good hero design and Tudra is the best team in EU.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but how do you feel about Ogre Magi?
5 seconds remaining.
I still don't like him. That COVID is not enough to quell my taste for that.
Unfortunately, we do have an Ogre Magi already coming out then. Razor being picked up for Bane,
Radiant
Queen of Pain
team
as well as
ban.
the Spirit Breaker here for Nemiga, finding out the Bane, the Weaver, Lena, and the
Dire
Beastmaster
team
Io,
ban.
OD, and the Puck actually. So, looking at this lineup so far, Spirit Breaker, Queen of Pain, you know, some good rotation, some good gank potential coming up. Meanwhile, they go for a Razor right off the bat. Why do you think they picked that up straight away?
It's probably to
10
lock in
seconds
certain carry
remaining.
matchups. Like no one is gonna pick up
5
Luna
seconds
now,
remaining.
which gives you some flexibility. Could also just be a dandy first pick. I'm not sure who plays it on base,
Radiant
because I
team
don't
ban.
think they have played a lot of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect it to be mid though, because that would be very weird. Like if you pick mid Razor first phase, you know that there's gonna be a Quop,
10 seconds
and that is not a
remaining.
great matchup to play.
Yeah, I
5
suppose Queen of Pain
seconds
doesn't really
remaining.
rely on that right-click damage to get stuff
Dire
done.
team ban.
Fully on the spells, the screams, the last hits, as well as the Shadow Strike to press you out of. And about Mars as well. So Mars and Medusa gone out. Mars isn't a hero that we've seen a lot in the past couple of weeks. We seem to, during TI, during that kind of run around the season
10
3
seconds remaining.
as well, you know, it seemed to be picked up every single match, but it's just kind of dropped
5
off. Maybe
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
taking the slot. But yeah, you don't see it as much.
Yeah, it is strange because it's one of those heroes that just seems to do it all, right? Has a big team fight ulti, very nice stun, lot of physical damage, really, really tanky. But then you have the cow who has a 17% bash rate and in the late game deals like 1000 damage with his 1600 movement speed charges.
Yeah, if he's picking up the body legs, he's never letting those go.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I did not expect
Dire
to
team pick.
to see this hero taking off the way that it did. It's like the biggest surprise of 2021
Radiant
for me
team pick.
in terms of
Admiral
Dota
Tonka.
picks.
okay, so they pick up the Kunkka. Is that, do you think, then going to be the safe lane Razor, mid lane Kunkka against the...
I think so, yeah. Could be the other way around as well, depending on what Nemiga picks. Like, if they pick a Beastmaster, I would still put the Kunkka safe lane.
5 seconds remaining.
But yeah, that matchup is decent.
Radiant team
Well, we'll see
pick.
which way it goes as...
Phantom Assassin.
Phantom Assassin.
Okay, fair. They see both big cores, so they just respond immediately.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this hero and how it needs time and space to come online.
10
It needs that
seconds
battle fury.
remaining.
Is it still... is that still the case? Do you think they might go for
5
something like a
seconds
Desolator
remaining.
first? Or do you definitely 100% need that fury on the PA?
Dire
For me,
team
it's
pick.
always quite a simple question. It's like, okay, we'll get into this in a moment. But yeah, why would you pick PA if you want to fight early?
Yeah.
Like, there is plenty of heroes that do a better job. PA is a beast in like the mid
10
to late
seconds
game, so
remaining.
you want to take advantage of that timing. If you just want to buy a Deso,
5
then
seconds
you should pick,
remaining.
I don't know, Lifestealer or a Monkey King and just run at people like that.
Okay, well... The Visage. Let's just rip that band-aid off. We never see this hero. What's the idea
Radiant
behind the
team
Visage
ban.
this year? Because
Mereska has
it feels
arrived.
like it's just one of those that it's such a niche pick. You know, how does it fit into a lineup like this?
We've been seeing more and more Visage. I think I've seen him a few times now as a position 4 or 5.
10 seconds remaining.
He works really well in high damage lanes
5 seconds
because Soul
remaining.
Assumption is still a ton of damage starting from level 1. And then in the mid game, he's just a really tanky support that is difficult to deal with in fights. So you can
Dire
just walk
team
around
back.
with your Gravekeeper's Cloak and you don't really care that much about burst damage. So heroes like Ogre and Kunkka can't really touch you. And then of course you have the birds, which help you with roaching, taking objective, and giving vision as well. I still, like, my heart lies
10
with
seconds
mid Visage,
remaining.
but because of the
Radiant
water
team
runes
back.
and the way that mid has changed, I no longer think it's very good right now. But I am very excited about Visage because he's one of my favorite heroes.
Well, find out how it goes. And once again, Nemiga lose track.
10 seconds
No,
remaining.
so and the Dark Well being picked up as well. That offers a lot of control, being able to
5 seconds remaining.
terrorize potentially into a boat. You know, if you get that right on that. Is there anything you like here for bait that completes the lineup that they've got so far? Because potentially this could be an off lane Razor as well. It doesn't need to. Is there anything just from the core you're not thinking this would fit quite well with what bait have already got?
I think the lineup is already quite well rounded. I wouldn't mind seeing another team fight ulti maybe. But,
yeah.
Even the Willow just covers that, so they have decent scaling, good amount of stuns, reasonable mobility and skirmishing, so they can pick whatever they want.
Okay, well, then, I don't know.
Dire team ban.
Carry is coming up.
Yep. I am counting on it.
The Invoker gets taken away here. The Panglade, Terrorblade, as well as the Viper being removed. Two drafters. Looking at Nemiga's line, there's a
10
lot, like I said, there's a lot of kill
remaining.
potential, there's a lot of blow up potential coming through. Are you solely now relying
5
on the Queen of
seconds
Pain to hit these
remaining.
buildings at the minute? Do you think they need another building hitter, or do you think with this potential, what do you think the Spirit Breaker is going to be? Do you think it's going to be the position
Radiant
5 here?
team pick.
I think it's either 3 or 4.
Right.
Dire
I quite
team
like
pick.
offlane Spirit Breaker. They pick up DP, so this doesn't tell us that much. Visage, DP, and Spirit Breaker can be 3, 4, or 5, so we don't know.
We'll have to wait and see how this
10
falls.
seconds remaining.
And bait. So to deal with the death prot, the death prot
5
with an
seconds
exorcism up, you know,
remaining.
it is a cooldown dependent thing, but you are going to have a lot of building damage as long as win a team fight or take the advantage in a team fight. Is there anything you'd like to see for Bait here to try and deal with the Death Prophet pickup specifically?
No, I don't really think you want to play around countering the DP. I think it's better if you just focus the PA and Quop with your picks.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go with
You may
Bloodseeker.
now
Okay.
select your heroes.
So I guess that's offlane Bloodseeker.
Yes. I want to say yes. So Dendy made on the Kunkka, Violent on the Razor. Yeah, so it is going to be the offlane Pion, Bloodseeker, Gatsy playing the position 5.
Right.
Okay. Meanwhile, on the side of Nemiga, obviously we've got Kirtich playing that carry position, but the rest of the hero, it's just
It's
one of those things. So
position 4, Spirit Breaker, 5, Visage, 3,
it's a 3 Queen of Pain, right?
3 Quop.
Because Encrad plays the mid.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, they had
Oh.
this. Okay, so this game started off with Razor against Queen of Pain matchup. Then it turned into Queen of Pain Kunkka, and now it's DP Kunkka.
Yeah, and we're back to the Queen of Pain Razor,
Mm-hmm.
just in a different lane.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolute classic.
It's just, you never know what you're going to get with the Eastern European games, and that's why we love them so.
Mm-hmm.
I never in a million years thought we'd see a Visage, the Vansko Visage today as well. So that's something that maybe start to sneak in. I mean, we've seen it over the past few days as well. Heroes like the Marana start to become popular as well, that have just not had any real major changes, but they synergize well with the big supports or the most popular heroes, like with the Pain heroes like that coming through. So we're going to be able to get ourselves into this first game, and looking at it, what do you think lineup-wise, without looking at any of the other teams' goals? We think lineup we're going to see in this first match. Who are you predicting?
Isn't it magical?
I just love Visage. I'm gonna go with Visage.
We're going back in.
Better retreat! Retreat! Better retreat! Retreat!
I think someone wants us to retreat.
Mm-hmm. So what about your prediction? Come on.
Well, I was waiting for the voice lines. You know, we've got to let them get those out of the system before we get into the heavy topic of conversation. But I'm looking at this lineup and I'm thinking that if Bait can take an early game with Dendy and Violent coming online before the Battle Fury even gets close for the side of Nemiga, you know, if they can start to roam around, take some 3-4-man fights, put the pressure onto the PA, I'm leaning towards Bait. But then I'm also going back to, I can't ignore the groups, and they are 0-3 at the minute in the deep. So
Right.
I'm gonna say Bait. I'm just, I'm gonna take the opposite position. I'm gonna take Bait, and then at least one of us can be right.
Right. That's always nice. So friendly. And I love that it's gonna be me as well.
That's usually the case, yeah. As see the Blood Right. It's like Pion's just trying to do a little scouting on the high ground. You know, he doesn't want to be sideswiped coming. But Nemiga aren't even really looking to invade. Just trying to secure the high ground rune and play around this. Vance was the furthest one out, but he's still close to the tier 1 tower. So if there was an invade, he's close to the rest of the team as well. They can react.
Better retreat!
So it looks like we're just going to get that 2-for-2 trade on the runes.
Better retreat! Retreat!
Yeah.
The battle
No one getting
begins.
overly aggressive here. In fact, you can see it's only 3 heroes from the side of Bait looking to pick up these bounty runes. The other 2 heroes looking for the body blocks on the creeps, and that's surprising that Violent's going to go for the body blocks right out of the gate and not closer to the tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he wants Chosen One is going to start the body blocks now as well, but obviously he wants the creeps as close to that tier 1 as possible, maybe even right underneath it.
It's always risky because you want the creeps as close as possible to your tower, but not completely under it, because that completely messes up the momentum.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mind game. but you kind of want to block a little bit, just not too much. But if the enemy doesn't block at all, there is potential for you to be completely screwed. But if you don't block and they
Radiant's
do,
bottom
then you're
tower is
also
under attack.
ruined.
It's some high stakes coming right out of the start of the game, and yeah, the mind games, they just starting as soon as the game starts. So, looking at this lane here, you're saying that Raze isn't really a good matchup for the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain's actually gone to the Blink at level 1. It does change now because you have the Ogre, you have the Spirit Breaker. You know, does Razor get any advantage from having the Ogre in this lane?
I think he's gonna be reasonably fine. I mean, it's not a
Dire's
completely
turret has been
terrible
killed.
matchup for Razor. You can still force Blink.
I love the
Okay,
sound
Van
of
Squad,
money.
come on, man. Making my favorite hero look bad. Yeah, you can still force the blink and steal like 10 damage, which, while not huge, can still help you secure CS.
Yeah. Well, Evan on the top there, we're seeing a lot of frost coming through from the static blink as well. He just with the body pressing right next to the front of
For you.
have to below half health. He's Sal and Tangos in case he gets way too low. But Violent and Gatsby having an alright time on this lane. 10-2. Razor only 4-2 here on the Queen of Pain.
It's been a rough start for him. But now he has a point in his Q, which is gonna help a little bit with harassment as well as healing.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more sustain coming through here for the Queen of Pain. Move on in the mid lane. Dandy 15 of 3, 6 and 1 on Aincrad, and Aincrad's taking a lot of damage as well. I assume from the Tyrant as the torrents coming out. It's
Dire's
for the
turret
minute.
has been killed.
It's a lot hard for the Death Prophet in this lane until you get some decent drains going, some siphons. You know, it's gonna be hard just to sustain, just because of the nature of the Tidebringers.
And then he has been doing a great job.
Charge coming out on Violent. Violent's going to be taking a lot of frost. Chosen One doesn't actually opt to blink forward and chase onto Violent. Maybe not sure what gaps he is. So Violent does get himself back. A lot of damage coming through from the Shadow Strike. But in the mid lane again, Dandy is moving it. And I guess the X-Max spot really helps as well with the Spirit Siphon. You know, if you can just throw off that straight away and break the Siphon.
There is some potential, but it's kind of difficult because the casting time is pretty long and the range is really short. So by the time you've used it and then walked away, you already like lost half of your HP, or at
Yeah.
least you used up like half the duration for the drain. So,
Beyond's going to go down. Vanscore taking the last little bit of kill secure there, I guess. Coming through the Grave Chill as well as the Soul Assumption to start off. So talk to us about this hero. I mean, I know what the spells do, but just in case anyone at home doesn't know what they do.
okay, so his Q, steal speed and attack speed for both Visage and his familiars if they're close. His W stores up charges for every 100 damage the heroes deal around him. Which means that if a lot of heroes are fighting, you get a lot of stacks. And it's just a single target nuke that deals up to 450 damage, I believe. And it's on a 4-second cooldown, so if heroes are fighting around you, it deals a ton of damage throughout a fight. Then you have his passive, which gives him layers of protection, each of which reducing damage down. So if you have it maxed, the first one is 80%, then 60, etc. And then his ult just summons birds.
Yeah, he gets the birds. Could have done with the damage reduction there. He's having to use a salve. A lot of damage coming through just from Laguna using the brambles. Trying to keep him locked down for a decent amount of time. John, do you want to try and make a move actually? Because Vance, I mean, he's playing it safe, right? He's playing close towards the tier 1 just in case the curse does come out. He's got enough time to walk back underneath the tier 1. Heritage is close as well. So, Heritage actually going straight for the Orb of Corrosion. Does make a blink onto Laguna. Does he want to go with the Shadow Realm and get himself like this? It's a lot of damage he wants that now, just to be able to walk himself away.
Yeah, Nemiga can keep doing this with relatively little commitment, because Dagger and Phantom Strike are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And you can just throw out a Soul Assumption, which isn't cheap, but Visage has plenty of mana.
And Pion looking. Pion's on 21 last. I mean, I know he is the offlaner, so you don't really expect him to be running this lane. But coming into it, once he hits that level 6, do you think he gets aggressive onto the Phantom Assassin, or is he going to be roaming around the map looking for other heroes here? Is the focus to shoot down the PA?
I think so. But he's gonna need his hands. He's gonna need like a Denny rotation.
Yeah. Well, speaking about rotations, Hanscore did move himself into the mid lane, but nothing's come of it. There was a little bit of aggression on a couple of the supports, but it looks like everybody is going to fight. Maybe now that knowing Violent is on his own,
Dire's top tower
let's
is under
go.
attack.
Val's going to try and get himself back towards that tier 1. He's going to be underneath it. And only level 5 and Chosen One, so no Sonic Wave, no massive amount of burst to come through, and Violent should be fine here.
3 points into the dagger for Violent.
Bolt on the X, Aincrack could be a little bit rotation from Gatsy now as well. Whereas that fire blast with the stun it down from the brambles, it should be enough, and then he gets the kill.
Is death truly that
down.
woman's mate?
Nicely done by Daddy. He is leading in the CS
Bounty.
by far.
Yeah, he's having a great time of it here. Just, I suppose, we have to get him with the tag ring from level 1 or 2. It's those sub camps, you know, getting those up, it really does add to the actual farm speed.
Now he has it maxed, so it's gonna be very difficult for Aincrad to stay in this lane.
It looks like there's a rotation from Vanscourt introduced against Dandy. The chill comes out, but Dandy, he's a big, strong, tanky boy. He's got himself a helmet diamond as well. My god, the Ignite does come through. The Spirit Siphon immediately gets broken there as well. We're not on time. They're going to walk into it now. It's a little bit too short. First crown to use on Aincrad. Dandy doesn't have the bow for the next 18 seconds. So you can see they just playing it safe underneath the tier 1 tower. They don't overcommit until they've got pretty much all of the spells to throw out. I mean, Laguna's only level 4, so there's no Terrorize, there's no Bedlam to come out for him there as well. Aincrad already used the system, so Dandy, it's just going to be, like I say, safely played. It looks like both supports moving away. X-Mark to spot. Did you want to throw the boat Torrent? Anything to go into this? Torrent will come through. Aincrad will get caught. The tide bring.
I'm really not sure about this activism. Like, you're not gonna be able to push into it because he can just
Radiant
push out the waves really easily, and you can't go on him because he has 20 armor and 1300 HP. So that's an Exo just kind of wasted. I feel like you either want to rotate to his side lane or wait for Dandy to rotate first.
Yeah. Vision's looking at Radiant. Do Nemiga see Violent? Go the point blank charge. Jordan used that Eye of the Storm, so but has to be careful. X spot Torrent and both all available. There's the X. Does it lead to gold? It's gonna miss the Torrent now. Plus, you know, a lot of damage coming through onto Heaven. Heaven doesn't have the mana for a charge. He's gonna try and use the Salve to keep himself healthy. And I suppose Actors don't always lead to buried treasure. It's Heaven. Just work himself away. Salve up. He's got the clarity now as well. They want to try and re-engage. And in fact, they might do. Gatsy's going to be the target. Chosen One to do. Try and bring forward onto this. Gatsy going to be done up. That 17% to come through. Gats, one more right click. In fact, they'll go down to the Shadow Strike either way. It looks like.
Sneaky Vanguard.
With the kill secure there. 2 points into the sword. So, there's going to be this rotation through. Chosen One. Can they take down people? Target comes through onto Dandy. Dandy's going to use the pink pole to try and get himself out just a wee bit faster. Pion gets the TP away to safety.
That was Rupture used as well, so Curity just gonna be very happy with surviving that one.
Yeah, and I mean it's not the longest plan in the world, but it just means you have that extra little bit of breathing room to come through for the PA. Moving into the jungle now as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean he's got that one queued up. Do you think he actually picks that up, or do you think it's just now? Because I mean we're coming up to 10 minutes in. Do you think he just goes straight for the battle tier?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's no real reason to finish one here.
Yeah.
Ooh, DD for Spirit
Dire's
Breaker.
top tower
I say
has fallen.
ooh, but it actually doesn't do anything.
I mean, yeah, true. He could have got a few bucks off the double damage. You know, he might secure a kill. He's only level 5 as well, so there's no Nether Strike.
almost had that.
I guess he's just going to use farm. Get that slow XP there as well in the mid lane as Laguna looking to do the same. Looking towards that level 6 for the Bedlam and the Terrorize.
Just both of the supports having like a mutual agreement. Where they're like, we're just gonna farm it at the 60s here.
Yeah, and then Violent comes in and ruins it.
Fucking violent. Violence is never the answer.
Sometimes the answer, like in a Dota game. See if it's going to be Bait's answer in this first game here as well. Aincrad, such a long cooldown on that Exorcism. It's, I mean, is the Death Prophet a cooldown dependent? Because I mean, you do have the crit swarm, that's a decent amount of damage, spirit siphon to keep yourself alive, and the silence that comes through, but the big power potential does come through the Exorcism. What do you do when that's down? Is it literally just farming? Oh, that's the question happens. Let's go. It's going to be a fight after time. The X-Mark tracks back. Gatsy picked up the kill.
Run, birdies, run. Oh, leave to the tower, Vance, or no.
Trying to block the camp. Yeah, what's the game plan here for Aincrad? Once that Exorcism's used, what can he do in this game?
Not too much. It is gonna be just farming for him. He wants to get those BOTs and a BKB. So for now there is not a lot of pressure from Bait just yet. Even with this fat Kunkka, they're not really the map too hard. So Nemiga can just chill and farm up on all heroes right now. We have a Yule coming on the Queen of Pain as well. Just gonna help a lot with her survivability. And then PA is just very, very happy to be farming right now.
Classic core. But the Yules on the quick pain, that's something a little bit different. I assume it's for things like the X-Pac support and Curse Crown, you know, coming out. So, if he's siphoned off, then Crack gets the kill. But the Bedlam's going to be used, that'll be able to chase down, or is Vanscoat going to be the one to take the fall? Vanscoat does survive, then he comes in, granting 20 health after the Tidebringer. But
that's the 3-point Gravekeeper's cloak paying off.
yeah, just keeping himself alive with that damage reduction. I want to carry on going into this because the Exorcism is up. I think it's just wearing off now.
Oh, that's quiet. Be careful, my man.
One wrong angle.
He's out of vision as well. Oh no, bad score.
You have the damage to take him down.
Up in second round.
Brambles do come through. He might take down to this Vanscoat.
He's still alive.
Going. Look at
Run.
Next and Pion. One more right click.
So much
He didn't
blood.
secure the kill. Oh.
Bad score. He smoked while he was trying to kill a sentry ward, and you could see him being like, come on, man. And then it just breaks under a
Radiant's
wood.
bottom tower is under attack.
Well. So yeah, Chosen One's going to be one towards like, that's like say, a little bit of extra survivability. It's different from the builds we've been seeing, which is usually the Orchid or the Sanjin Kaya. Even the Bloodseeker going to be going towards a Yule set, it looks like. So it's going to be Yules all around here for this first game.
To be honest, I haven't seen too many Orchids built on position 3 Quops. I haven't seen any items built on position 3 Quops because I haven't seen position 3 Quops.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, this is going back. It was a big thing about a year and a half ago. And then people realised that it's just better heroes to play. Good training off, just kind of stopped. So the Nether Strike comes out into Pion, Ignite. Was that Fire Blast to try and have a major save the kid tries to pick himself away. There it goes up Pion, maybe stopping those bashes. The damage comes through Skatsy. Might have given us up for this. Well, Heaven will secure that kill. It was really nice though, once that TP started from Pion, just using the Fire Blast to ignore Heaven, didn't get a chance to get the bash off to stop that TP, and at least Pion gets himself out.
And now it's Battlefield time, and PA was already farming well.
Yeah, and once this connects here, Kiritich, he's going to be able to keep base, and like you say, he was keeping his
Exo used the bots.
Gonna go into battle balance, extra class field as well. The Iron Storm Sonic Wave comes out, Violence to him. he'll be sent back to the base for at least the next 30 seconds. Opens up a decent amount of... I'm surprised that they're not looking to put pressure with this exorcism onto the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. But maybe Gamecraft just still needs that farm. Gatsy coming down from the high ground now as well. The rush is going to be used. I think he'll be able to do it to the madness because They're going to be able to charge the terrorize. We're doing a lot of damage to the well. We should be able to take down at least Heaven. Heaven will fall. Bjorn wants to follow up. What's going to be coming through from this now? Aincon with a good spirit siphon, keeping himself alive. He also has to use for the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker can still go down. Not before he gets his blood right off. So Chosen One, he falls. Gatsy is going to be inherited from these right clicks onto Gatsy. Gatsy's pretty tanky, but it's not enough.
It was a big fight, but it looks like it was just a 2-for-2, slightly favoring.
Well,
Dire's
sorry,
tower is
going
under
down
attack.
there as well. It wasn't counted
Radiant's
on the
middle
post
tower is under
recap.
attack.
So 8-6 for Nemiga. All right.
And then does almost have his BKB, which is gonna help him a lot. Later on, and BKB is not gonna be as useful because PA is gonna have a ton of physical damage, and Heaven is probably gonna have an Aghanim Scepter, which means that pretty much all of his spells pierce BKB. It's nice against heroes like Death Prophet, Visage, Queen of Pain.
Okay, and Death Prophet's going to go straight for that Ags after the Yules. So,
okay.
She's got the extra ghosts.
I mean, it is a very good Aghanims. It's just, it's gonna be a bit more difficult for her to survive in fights, but if she thinks it's gonna be a farming game, it is a very good item to purchase.
Yeah. They're going to try and make the move, and it's going to be Violent. Pressure once again. Sonic Wave gets committed onto Violent, even connects onto Gatsy. So, right, he's going to get caught in it now as well. When it comes up, he's going to be way up Scepter is going to be used there as well, just to try and deal quite a bit of damage, let's say. As the yield onto Kong can get himself away from the save Dandy. Dandy's going to be, the terrorize comes out, it's going to have to save his life. The Kong going to be there as well. Both does connect with Dandy's trying to TP himself away. He gets out alive. The Bramble as well as that bed will be used by Laguna. John picks up the kill on Chosen. Could put himself in a lot of damage. Could try to chase. There's going to be the challenge from Heaven.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Vance does claim the kill. But a really nice fight there from Eva.
Now Exo comes out.
Yeah. So they're going to go straight into the Roach Pit, it looks like, after that fortification. Or at least Ankh is trying to do the damage here onto Roach with the Exorcism as the rest of his team.
Shit, this is mine. Okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, so
TP's top.
we're using it for extra farm. I thought they could have gone into Roche. But maybe they don't have, I mean, Vance he's got himself the medallion, but not the full soul crest. Maybe with the Exorcism, he didn't think it would be a good enough timing on Roche that would be back alive.
Just imagine chilling in your cave and then some ghost lady comes up, slaps you with some bats and leaves.
That'd be pretty insulting.
It's like, what the hell, man?
I mean, to be fair, he's big enough that if the cave has bats anyway, he probably gets slapped when we start to fly about, so he's probably used to it by now. The only difference is it's ghosts.
Radiant's bottom tower
But it's
is under
ghost
attack.
bats. This cosmetic,
Dire are scanning.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, Roche, he's seen some things. He's used to it all by now. It's the Desolator. That's a pre-2-minute Desolator coming up from the Phantom Assassin with the Orb of Corruption there as well. Gonna go for... Do you go for level 20, the -3 armor corruption as well?
Yeah, the other one is kind of shit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Charge.
attack.
And make a move on to Dandy and be able to connect with the two. Laguna's going to be there now as well. So whenever Flight comes out to sound, so they're going to be able to focus down Laguna. That's going to get a whole lot of control out of the way from Bay. Gatsy gets stood up by the birds now as well. Second drop. There's three of them. The silence is going to be a big group silence. This is the Sonic Wave. They go on to Gatsy. Gatsy has fallen. Can he do anything more of this then? Because he's going to use his BKB thing for try and get himself away. In case how he's going to use it as that charge. He doesn't connect beyond. Get himself out of danger. And
This PA is starting to become a problem.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Top of the net worth. now is going to be by about 2,000, maybe 3,000 gold after this road gets taken down. Second life on the PA. Do you just look for more T2s, maybe for another 5 against fate? Or is it going to go? We just have a bit of security and we go back to the farm and
Fallen to the Radiant.
I think you can some objectives. Like this Nemiga lineup has the tools to take objectives at any stage in the game. You have the exorcism, you have the birds, even the solar crest now on Van Squad, so
yeah,
they can go.
Alright, well, Heritage leading fine up on the top lane. The rest of the team, it's going to take a minute for them to catch up. He's just going to go back to farming fun now. Maybe looking to see if anyone shows to try and defend tier 2. But it looks like Laguna has already started to back himself away, and it's going to be Eagles here for Laguna too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And which makes sense when you can pop the
tower
curse crown, use them, and then just wait for them to come back down, and that curse crown is where they are.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is
They
under
should
attack.
be able to get
Radiant's
this tower as a trade, but generally when you're trading tier 2s for tier 1s, needs to not be a good sign.
No, it's not great at all. And like, Nemiga, they can just go around the map clearing these. They've still got the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane to clear off as well, but they, if they want to, for the next 4.5 minutes, they do have 3 minutes and 40 minutes, have a really good opening. So just to take complete map
Radiant's
control.
bottom tower is under attack.
I do not envy the position of these bait poets playing against a fat
To go on to this, to lock down any Sonic wave for the BKB to be used. Now this time it's going to be a range one was full of down to the rock comes over to Heaven, and Heaven will be taken down. So Phantom Assassin, do they want to carry on going here? They have lost one hero. Plasma still gets used now. Well, there's a lot of damage. You can kill on Chase. Laguna gets absolutely blown up. And Heritage Exorcism's been used. It's about halfway through fortification. So where do you want to go?
They don't have creeps, so they can take the tier 2 bottom, but
Dire's bottom
the
tower has
tier
fallen.
1 without much contest, and now they move to mid.
Yeah, that's going to be another rush down for 30 seconds. The Spirit Breaker is back online as well, so someone will be taking one hero showing on the map for it to get back in the team fight. And you can see just how safely Bait are playing it at the minute. Violent looking. Violent got himself the Black King bar. Going towards what's coming out on the courier. Is there anything? Or is it just a casual play? I think at the minute it's just where's his courier? Yeah, it's just the casual plate mail. He's not got anything queued up. With this plate mail, do you go for the AC or is the Shiva's a more favoured option? Or how do you think it's even going to be like a Lotus Orb?
Looking at the amount of physical damage in this game, I think... I mean, AC is very good, but I think it's just gonna be a casual plate mill anyway. And you really wanna have that refresher for the second BKB. Eventually you can turn it into a Shiva, because I think Dandy probably wants an AT at some point.
Yeah.
But for now it's just a casual one.
Dagger comes out from Violent, pops out out of the zone, BKB comes out from Heritage. Look at the double crit, one more dagger. He's going to be able to take down Violent, and Violent isn't going to be able to get back into this fight. The turret has been used, Chug comes out to Gatsy. I think those were evade because he's still tier 2 standing. Then back onto Gatsy, and then Violent tier 3s. The thumb's going to be onto Heritage. Heritage still has that ages for a minute, whereas the Sonic Wave when it comes to Andy, he's going to be able to get himself away from him. Just has to pop that early BKB and walk himself away. The map control, you can see that Aincrad, Exorcism's going to be there in 10 seconds. He has the portal, so he has the mana for it now as well. They might even be able to push onto the tier 2 tower mid if they want to. But, okay, they're backing themselves away, Nemiga. Not getting overly aggressive, not getting greedy. They got themselves 3 kills and just get themselves back. Looking for farm, looking for their next items.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And you could see there that even when Wraith managed to get a really long drain, Heritage has too much damage at this point.
Yeah.
So Bait needs some kind of crazy good initiation to make sure that Razor gets a full drain, and even then
Dire's structures are
it's gonna be a
fortified.
very difficult fight for them.
Dire's courier
Phantom
has been
Assassin
killed.
actually went for the plus 35% lower evasion on level 20 as well.
Oh really?
Maybe thinking that they have enough minus arm with Desolate, so the old minus from a 10. No. Catch him alive, bird art. He'll get killed as well. Trying to come in and help save the rest of the team. Violent spot that BKB. The backline's going to be able to take down Gads. Now the chase is on for Violent once again. Do you want to try and dive 3 towers towards Kiritich? Kiritich is pretty close. That Aegis has to use though. He's himself 600 non-health. Maybe doesn't want to dive too far. As Chosen 1 just starts to the tier 2 tower, this exorcism will be most of the way
Dire's
through.
middle tower
And
has fallen.
well, yeah, Aincrad is going to be able to TP himself away, but that's going to be the tier 2 using the rest of it on the
Dire's
bottom.
bottom tower
Tier 2
is under
tower
attack.
as it wears off now, so he's just got the right clicks as well as that Iron Scepter with the extra little bit of exorcism ghosts
Dire's
fly through
bottom
and claim
tower
this tier
has
2 on the
fallen.
bottom lane.
And PA closing in on the Satanic now. If you thought one PA was difficult to deal with, try 2.
Yeah, and that's right after the Aegis as well. Kiritich not going to be too far away, just needs the last item here with its reel. So only about 1200 gold away.
She's gonna farm it really quickly.
And now, what can we do? Because this game seems to be turning on its head a little bit. Violent. The charge gets cancelled. Yeah, what can they do? What items do they need to be looking at the next? So we're going to see what they need against Blake. Here, that comes out dead. He has to pop that BKB. I think they're going to do anything because it's really a good evil scepter down. Hit him pretty darn low, even through the armor tower. The boat is not going to Heaven. So are they going to be able to do anything about this? Heaven's trying to get himself away. The platform field. Violent is going to be able to secure that kill to Heaven. Mansko's going to be next into trouble. But it looks like they just get the birds. What a day though. Everybody survives at the side of Fate, which good to Heaven as well. So that's a nice start for them getting back in this game, but what do they need to do to make it even better?
They need to make sure that the guy keeps making plays like this, where they just run in and they're gonna be
Just in the middle of 3Q, just overextends and
Who now watches me?
maybe just capitalized.
It's not it. This is not what they need to do. Now Bloodstone even on Death Prophet. She doesn't feel pressured at all. Because he actually gets spellbite still.
Yeah, and only really the Yules, like you say, not really feeling pressure, not really the Yules is that defensive off the lane, but he's just going to have to step up to this tier 3. There isn't a fortification for Sada Bait as well, so there's clients faster to be putting with birds now as well. This might be a lane of racks to go down here with this exorcism, because it doesn't look like anyone on Sada Bait forwards while Violent's dead, and trying to cast onto this, okay, the Ignite is going to be used, but the birds as well as the exorcism, they take the melee racks, and they're going to be fine with that. Not going to be caught out here as Chosen One blinking, and the strike could be used. John should be taken down. Yeah, no, he gets himself out safe. Chosen One does secure the kill.
What a Bloodseeker. He's never getting his axe.
BKB comes she can go to the tier 3s and immediately blows up Gary and the charge onto Violence. Heaven not going to be able to storm the gates this time.
Ooh. Kiritich has a rapier queued up.
I think the game goes long enough here because they're taking some pretty heavy objectives on the side of Nemiga.
That is true, but he's also farming very fast, so I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah. And Roche only a minute and 18 away as well, so that's going to be a really nice time here for Nemiga, as Bait just can't get out of the base. That's attack, because like we talked, farm speed is absolutely immense here. What actual gold per minute? 678, and I'm sure that's just going to go up and up and up.
It's not too high just yet. Which is pretty crazy, because he has more than 10 creeps per minute and 9 kills and 10 assists. You would expect it to be higher.
Yeah, yeah. Saying that though, he is pretty much 6-slotted. Maybe, I mean, you could trade out the corrosion, which is probably what he does if he actually goes for that ratio. But for the most part, the slots are filled, so
Radiant are
and
scanning.
it's only 30 minutes in.
I love how he's running around with his Elven Tunic as well, giving him another 3% evasion after diminishing returns.
Every little helps. What was that X mark? It's going to be onto the Sukendi. Yeah, you can see that the grouping up just to try and de-ward as well, which they didn't get the sentry, so the bird's just going to be able to come along and take care of this. That's the little vision we're giving themselves. Come back up. Look at these crits. 1,800 coming through. They go back for that sentry. Doesn't stand a chance. And Phantom Assassin even gets the fan of knives.
And that is very strong in this game. Disabling the Bloodseeker's passives and just max HP damage on heroes like Kunkka is very strong.
When comes in, charges you with the Spylax. Pion's not going to be able to get himself away from his fast enough now as well. Where's that charge though? Coming from the other side of the map, it's going to be a death for Pion before the charge even comes in. It's not like having even that slow. Kiritic gets the kill onto Laguna. Oh, ow. Killed off. The gem goes the way of that as well.
So pop 3.5k HP death profit. Good luck killing that. Even as the Cloak of Flames, he is so tanky, it is ridiculous.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Dire's middle tower
the
has
balance
fallen.
just absolutely melted. You even go for tier 3s. Just go straight for the tier 4s.
Dire's middle
Play
barracks
rack as he looks towards that last tier 3 tower on the map inside of B. And just look at how quickly this
Dire's
goes
top
down.
tower is
The
fallen.
melee rack's not going to be down.
Dire's top barracks
Not
are
long
under
at afterwards
attack.
now as well. This is going to be the last start saloon. Inside of B. Charge comes through, but going to be able to dive in violent. Is he be able to support the Pathmasters come through? Looks security. He's going to turn around the buildings in heaven. Will be taken down. That's a kill though, diving out to violent. He's going to be able to get himself away. One more Sonic Wave does take half the help of Laguna there as well. He's picking the kill onto Violent. And Kiritic, does he want to dive into the Phantom? Looks like he does. A Phantom dive comes through, absolutely deletes the Bloodseeker, and Kiritic, he's just going to stand here. He has an Aegis after this. Please give the Fountain True Strike.
Radiant
I think it has
Does
True
it?
Strike. At
Because
least
it has-
it's like 75% or something.
It needs to just have 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Fury swipes. And it still wasn't enough. Yeah. It just felt like they didn't actually ever put pressure
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Monkey King.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Razor.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
I mean,
Radiant
who
team
knows?
ban.
Morphling does make sense. Nemiga banning out offlane, nice. Okay.
Taking away the Mars there. With the Monkey King coming out straight away, are you leaning to this being a position? I mean, Lion can play the position 4 as well.
10 seconds
but do you think this is going to be
remaining.
the support Monkey King coming out?
I think so, yes.
5
They could
seconds
flex
remaining.
it because Monkey is decent against Razor. But I think support is more likely. I wonder if it's gonna be Dandy playing the Razor again. Because in the past he has played it quite a few times. And I know that
Dire
BO3
team
really
ban.
loves picking their mid lane hero in the first phase.
Yeah.
Which I still think is a little bit strange, but you know, whatever floats their boat.
Ban out the Queen of Pain. So potentially that could be
10
the Razor
seconds
mid.
remaining.
Talking about the matchup between Pain and the Razor.
5 seconds remaining.
They're leaving the Conquer.
Dire
I think we're
team
going to
pick.
see that here. The Night's Stalker.
Radiant team
Wait.
pick.
Outworld Devourer.
Cody gets through. So
Radiant
this is going to
team
be a
pick.
hammer game
Dire
here. It looks
Legion
like
Commander.
Nemiga, Elsie getting picked up
League's assassin.
with the IO. So I assume that's going to be our off lane.
I think so. Yeah. Could be IO Razor or Legion IO, depending on what
10
they
seconds
want.
remaining.
How does
5
that play
seconds
into...
remaining.
OD comes out first, which means there's going to be saves when those duels start to fly. Is it the OD that you need to target here? Because Lion's got blow-up potential as well. How does this LC want to be playing in terms of duels with the heroes that we see so far?
Ideally, you always want to duel the saving hero, so That's gonna be OD, unless OD is not in range. But yeah, it's simple. Just kill the hero with the save. And they can just like go for another duel as well if Nyx is in a good position, because then he can just catch the OD as he's coming in to save. Because that is a very nice matchup. Even a support Nyx can completely destroy a core OD. Burns tend to deal like 600 damage against Outworld Devourers or Destroyers, whatever.
It'll change again in 2 weeks. Anyway, you don't need to memorize as long as you get the. And so Nemiga, take a little bit of time to think about this next hero. That reserve
Radiant
time.
team ban.
Terrorblade. Okay.
Ooh. That's scary, TB.
Yeah, and looking at Bates' lineup, how do they deal with this so far? I mean, they've got one hero left to pick, so a lot of people talk about, and I mention it pretty much every time the hero comes out, the draw range. I've got the Terrorblade here, but you have things like the Milk King being able to primal string on top of it, the Prism that closes the gap.
Dire
Is this
team
a
ban.
pick for bait, or
Radiant
you're
team
looking
ban.
at against this Terrorblade?
I was gonna say, I think Dendy's gonna pick Puck.
Yeah. Well,
because Razor is decent enough against TB, and they have the Legion Commander for some damage as well, so having the Puck have a winning lane against whatever Nemiga puts out, and then having a lot of tempo in the mid game is really nice, but we're not gonna see that one. Bait gonna be banning the Death Prophet after last game. Makes a good amount of sense, seeing as Aincrad, even though he had a pretty bad lane, completely destroyed that game.
Yeah, like you said, there was just no kill potential on him at all, and once he got over 3k health, he was just fine to run around and do whatever he wants and ban out the Pango. So this is definitely going to be the OD, you think, here for Nemiga?
I think so. Unless Bait picks something that is very vulnerable to OD, but that would be a little bit silly.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so both lineups.
5 seconds remaining.
I'd like to see Bait with a little bit of burst, I think, to help out the duels. Talked about the burn. Is there any specific Bait could pick up? Because Lena is the...
I was gonna say Lena. It's one of their most picked heroes as well.
Dendy's a big fan of the War Spirit as well. So
yeah, it's a bit low on the damage, but it's an option. I think they haven't picked it that much in the past few matches.
Radiant team pick.
Парни, надо бежать. Каждый сам
Oh goodness.
Now we have to wait to see if this is violent playing it.
Better retreat! Retreat! Better retreat! Retreat!
It looks like a pretty decent Pudge game to me.
10 seconds remaining.
You have the squishy supports, you have the carries that are
5
vulnerable
seconds remaining.
to burst magic damage. I mean, looks pretty cute. I hope that they win this. I really do. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and I kind of hope they don't, just because I see enough Pudges in my pub games. You know, I don't need to see Bait setting a trend and pros start picking up the Pudge, and all of a sudden it's even more picked up.
Choose your hero.
But not every team has Dandy. Come on.
Yeah, but you know, if Dandy does it, Dandy's a trendsetter. You know, if Dandy does it, everyone's gonna do it, and next thing you know, every pro game has a Pudge. But they get the Aincrad Invoker. That's a big pickup. It is gonna be the Dandy Pudge. So we are gonna be seeing a classic. How does that match up against the Invoker in the mid lane?
I think Dandy's gonna win it.
Yeah.
Has better base damage, can secure CS with Rot. The only problem is that he's never gonna have mana, but Dandy doesn't need mana. Come on.
What mangoes are for? Rarities. Okay,
Mana is completely overrated.
10 seconds remaining.
so it is going to be heaven on the support Monkey King Van
5
score.
seconds
Following up
remaining.
with the Lion, we've got ourselves Kiritich on the Terrorblade, Incredible on the Invoker, just waiting for Chosen One to pick up his OD. There it is. As it looks like it's going to be the Pion on the offlane and Violent Razor. Or Io with Gatsy on the position 5 Nyx Assassin and Dendy in the mid lane on the Pudge. I'm really looking forward to this game just to see how this, because it's going to be a Pudge game that
Better
everybody looks at now. If it goes well,
retreat,
that, you know, say
retreat,
people are going to be
retreat.
inspired to play the Pudge, but Pudge is just such a fun hero to watch. You know, to drag heroes about. You know, you got the control on the Monkey King as well. Anytime he tries to throw out the Wukong's command, just drag him out with a hook. Terrorblade as well. If you can control him through with the Dismember through to make sure he can't get that stun off. You know, there is a lot of control on the side of B that stops him from being able to get effectively that second life out. So I am looking forward to seeing how.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna see some nice duels into hooks on the Legion. That's what always happens when I have Pledge plus Legion.
Getting ourselves into it. So you're going with your heart here. You're expecting, or not expecting, but you're hoping that Bait gets this win. Okay.
I'm expecting Nemiga to win, but I'm hoping Bait wins.
See which way round it is going to fall. Getting ourselves into the second game between
Prepare
Bait
for battle.
and Nemiga. And we see a 5-man smoke coming through from the side of Bait. I think they're trying to go for first, because I mean, Dendy, if he wants to go for the hook level 1 as well, you have to watch for those rooms. Quick will kill potential hit on the side of Nemiga if they're not careful.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what Dendy picked up first. Rot is more likely because it helps you more in lane, but if they can secure a kill with hook, it's definitely worth it. Oh, look at Heaven's Wedding. Very interesting.
Why would he be putting this? I mean, I understand that coming into the mid game, into the late game, if you have some like Nature's Prophet or think or something like that, but why does he go for this
30
cliff
seconds
wards
to battle.
so early on?
That is a good question. I would say look at rotations or the pulling, but then he also blocked the small camp, so I'm really at a loss. Like, I understand the cliff fight on bottom over here, but this one, it is very strange.
Is it purely try and get behind and pick up Curious earlier on?
Could be. Oh, nice hook by Dendy. Secures the 3 bounty. It's now a 90% win rate.
Yeah, it's got 1k or nearly a 1k net worth lead. So that's, you know, they're going to win this. How does Nemiga come back from this overwhelming?
I'm not sure, but it's already a 60% chance to win according to the Dota Plus assistant. Also, it's gonna be classic foot Invoker.
Yeah, so not even any MPs. And the change to the Pudge is also the hook pretty much just one-shots. That's a really nice change, Dendy, because it means you can hook into side camps as well when he's got a little bit of damage. So, and even coming up into the harder creep camps as well. Kills on creeps. Kiritich. Well, it wouldn't be a rock and roll obcast if you didn't miss the first blood. Track out your peoples. Yeah, teams catch me monologuing all the time. I need to get the syndrome out of my system. But yeah, now that the Metamorphs is down, how's this lane gonna run for Pion as well as Laguna?
It should be fine. I mean, it's a pretty big fuck up. They give up first blood anyway on the Legion IO lane.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be happening. It's just kind of poor positioning there from the IO. Shit happens though.
Yeah. Well, that's a good start for that. Get them off the board. Break the duck. Gatsy, well, you can see Razor. I don't play it all the way back here. Actually got the deal off. So that's... I mean, I would never in a million years expect this war to be here, so... Have to go through and get that D ward.
That is madness.
Yeah.
I don't think they saw the monkey place it, because the cliff ward doesn't give vision of that position.
No, true, true.
Some third eye bullshit there.
we'll have to go back and watch the replay to figure out how they figured that one out. As Evan got himself another sentry, trying to deal with the D-ward, you know. The camp they could try and go for the slap field, gonna be using Heaven. Well, the impel is there, but Heaven just, you know, playing around. He's only level 2, so he's going for the balance strike and not Jingle Mastery, which makes sense coming up against the Razor. You know, you never want to go in swing against this hero, so just being able to chip him down from a distance. Meanwhile, Dandy in the middle lane, last so far.
He is destroying Aincrad, just like last game.
And what's the build? Because I mean, Aincrad goes for, like I said, the quest exalt build. Is it going to change it? So it's going to be the Hand of Midas. What do you go for after the Hand of Midas?
It depends on the game. Some games you want to get Blink, game you want to get BKB. Most game you kind of want to get Aghanim Scepter at some point.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, I think, one of the worst invokers to have ever graced the planet, so don't listen to me.
So we're holding off on the stamp of approval for the build here from Aincrad in this game. Heritage going to be taking a lot of damage here from the overwhelming horse. But he falls back, Reflection does come out, so back through there as well with this big orb floating about. The line already moving off for that pull.
When they get Heaven,
Damage there. Violent. You want to pull a bunch of kills along, because he's going to be underneath the tier 1. Just goes far enough that he can taking shots from the tower. She doesn't want to try to turn around with these orbs. Where he can.
I'm still waiting for Dandy to get that solo kill on mid. Is he gonna be rushing Aghanims? Okay.
Sure. I mean, I suppose that makes sense up against an invoker where, you know, if he starts to pump up boss orbs, that he's got that extra regen, and just the reduction on that's quite nice. It's the extra damage and radius as well in the middle of fights.
Yeah, I don't think you buy the Aghanims for the 25% regen reduction.
I'm just thinking overall, if you can get it off, you know, if you can keep heroes grouped up, for things like the duel as well, just to start extra regen through the duel, it's one of those things that makes it extra comfortable in the game that just utilizes well with the rest of your team.
Radiant's courier has been
One
killed.
impel from Manscore. And
A lot of impulse in this game.
yeah. He's be taking a couple of orbs to the face, could be popping in the nose. And not in a good way either, Pure, because he wouldn't come through, he doesn't have mana for another World War, doesn't have it on off cooldown either. So Kuritic is going to be able to play himself away.
He's still having a good time on it, but it surprises me that he doesn't go for
Dire's
phase
top
boots
tower
first.
is under attack. Dire's structures
Getting
are
that extra
fortified.
armor mobility. Just really wants that Aghanim quickly.
Yeah, why do you need to be faster if you can slow other people down?
And yeah, it's the hooks, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Dire's
And
top
Max,
tower is under attack.
I mean, I think you can put up to the top lane now, so Pure, what they're going to be able to do, because there's a good amount right into the Ram of Friend dive, and if the Metamorphosis comes out, or to save his time.
Парни, надо бежать.
Has to move himself away. Going straight for the Mac as well now, so extra regen, extra health, survivability.
Dire are
The little
scanning.
blue disco ball. Where are you? Nothing. Was that hanging around? As it looks like he might even try and make a move into the mid lane. Dead. Is that right? Going to be trying to go for the stack, but was follow Manscore. Does he want to go in with it? Like balance by Dendy. He's going to be that point blank sunstrike now as well. It looks like I think he's about to do it. What the heck? And he's trying to get himself away from it. He's going to be a rotation in. Dismember does come out for that reckless damage. It's not going to be up the impale now as well. Laguna coming in for the sustain.
He has a
Dendy
hook.
looking for it.
Gets
Look underneath the tier 1 tower, holds that tap, but Aincrad gonna be taking some ups to the face and really that kill split there. He hits the hook. He's 1 for 1. Somebody's got a counter.
Hey!
He is still a very good hooker.
Probably, I mean, we've not really seen it in a long time, but he was known to be the Pudge player, so probably the best hooker in the history of Dota.
Yeah, for sure. No one hooks quite like.
Maybe that's where, that's obviously where the inspiration for bait came from. As we're talking about fishing and their hooks, no other type of hooker. This is a family-friendly stream.
Animal way.
Didn't even know there was another kind. I have to Google that afterwards. Bait not pressuring this
Dire's
top
top
lane.
tower is under attack.
They should be able to get to tier 1 here, and this early game has been going their way so far.
Dire's
Yeah.
top tower has
Donkey
fallen.
King not going to be picking up any. It's going to go back to the Corrosion into the wand. So the normal build that we see on teams is for Donkey King, but Shot
Dire's
is going to
middle
be coming
tower
up
is under
into
attack.
his duel right about now. Is this? We talked about this last time we saw the LC with the IO. It was more that the IO relocated into the duels. Now is it going to be more? You know, the FC is going to be the one dragged around looking for the kill potential in those duels. You still want to use the IO to drag shows into that duel potential.
No, this game it's gonna be Nyx or Pudge setting up for the duels and the relocates.
I hear a squeak.
That's the Mega Hammer.
Yeah, it is out. You're coming through onto the creeps, the tier 1 tower, so could be able to put some pressure on Chosen One. You were talking about obviously Chosen One being the one that you want to go for with the duels. He has to save, you know, he denies a lot of the damage coming through. Moving over, hooking into the caps.
Double damage.
Pops that D as well. Line's getting close. Line does he want to try and make a move? That hook comes up in 5 seconds though.
Dire's courier
The courier
has been
kill.
killed.
Scouts out, yeah, the D1. In fact, I think
Is a
he's
great conductor.
it's just in range, just on the right side. Dandy gonna be able to pick up D1 as well as a creep camp there as well, getting really close to that Ajax. But yeah, so the IO LC rotation for the build, you want to try and do it after someone's engaged. You say because the next assassin as well as the Pudge gonna want to start the fight, and then you go in. Do you need to do it once that engagement's happening, or do you need to try and find a kill on the line first?
I don't think it's that important to kill the line. It's not super strong right now, and because he doesn't have a blink or something, it's very hard for him to respawn in time because he's kind of slow.
Yeah.
I still want to see Dendy get a solo kill.
Bloody creep.
Looking for it. No, it's just gonna be hooking out the spirit. Extra gold for him. Up an invis rune as well in that bottle.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very nice. It has this look and roll next now. I'll be quite happy about that one, I reckon.
Yeah, and look at level 10. Do you go for the extra slow, or is the armor more important in this game?
I think I would probably get the armor.
Radiant's
Because
bottom
you're
tower
playing
is
against the
under attack.
TV after all.
Yeah.
Dire
And you're
are
gonna have a
scanning.
lot of HP because of the Agnes and potential flash heap stacks, although so far it's gonna be the one.
Right, Casting gonna start coming on spike. Still come out. Listen, Chosen One. He's trying to avoid that damage, but is this gonna really kill him? So now come through the duel.
Is under
Do get that
attack.
kill. Was that hook? Second kill, Chosen One. Mission from Aincrad. Can I get the vision? I don't really have it. You see Chosen One walking it into his trees. Maybe a blind hook, which could catch out onto Aincrad if he's not careful here as well. Dandy is invis, just hanging around the tower looking for.
It is. Nah. I mean, he walked through the tree to get there, so they know he's there.
Gatsy, maybe look at the backstab as well. It's going to be the relocate out, so Piotr and Laguna aren't going to be there to help out. We've been really violent at all this game. He's going to be going towards, I assume that's going to be the Dragon Lance for him. Or maybe it's just going to be the BKB. He's only got the Atlas queued up. So,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
got
attack.
the goal to pick it up as well.
Radiant
If you want to go
structures
towards
are
it. So, what do you
fortified.
think it's going to be here for him?
It's just gonna be a BB, I think.
Yeah.
They wanna use this window that they have to I don't want to go supremely late
Radiant's
against
bottom tower has
Terrorblade,
fallen.
although they definitely
Dire's middle
could.
tower
They have the
is under
lineup
attack.
to make it work. It's one of the most insane late game heroes.
He's infinitely scared.
Dire's middle tower is under
Infinite
attack.
scaling and the ability to initiate fights by bringing people to you instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
And just Blink BKB member is a great opener as well.
That's going to be 12.5 minutes into the game. Ground boot straight into that Ags and bottle.
Radiant's
Even
bottom
got his
tower
lucky
is
Dendi.
under attack.
Make sure you get the extra hook percentage from that modifier as well.
Imagine having an item that is literally you in the game. That has to feel good.
I think we'll be able to do okay advance score. The couple of touch he's going to be able to dodge off that spike, the plasma field. Gijon's like, that was my duel.
Yeah,
But the vision break from the Bayern, what played, and Violent was just, we can't let him get
Dire's
away,
middle
just
tower
secure the
is
kill.
under attack.
And Violent even gets a free taxi back to the capital here. So 4 for 3. It's got himself the minus. The boots are
bottom
probably coming out
tower
now
is
as
under
well.
attack.
Double null tallies.
BKB
Yeah, duels come through. Yeah, you do get the kill there. So that's going to be a second duel win.
the Blink reveal, not the BKB reveal. It's hard to reveal an item you don't have.
I really
Dire's
your
middle
quick
tower
hook comes
is
out,
under
not going to
attack.
connect onto anybody.
Где наш сан? Где наш сан потерялся?
Meanwhile, Kiritich, he's just getting free farm, has that Dragon Lance Yash up there, going straight towards the Skadi. Do you think at any point Kiritich needs to hit that BKB, or with the dismember with the duel, no, it's just going to be you look for the Skadi and maybe look for the Manta Star afterwards?
I think so, yeah. You don't
Dire's
know
top
too much
tower
about
is under
BKB
attack.
this game.
Double damage.
He may feel forced to get it at some point. Looking at these bait heroes, the only real reason to get BKB is the Nyx.
Yeah. Oh, Nyx is in the vendetta form. Already said about as well. Can't see any.
Dire
But
are
try and
scanning.
get a bit of vision out. Illusion's coming through. It is going to be the illusion. They're trying to make a move onto Gun now as well. Balance strike will tumble strike. That gap a little bit. Meat Soul will be dropped. That's sort of little bit. Can't see. He's about to get himself away from this.
Is under
Nope.
attack.
Ain't bad with the Sunstrike. Million max exhaust.
He TP'd without using Carapace. I think he could have lived there.
Yeah, no, maybe. I mean, the Cold Snap was available, I think.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But five
Radiant
Denti
structures
low
are
on
fortified.
health. He's going to use on the top. Well, after the spot comes through, so it's not going to do any damage to the tower, but it does help clean up the creep wave. Stops the tower tracks for a little bit there as well. As else, it's going to be the Aghanim charge going straight back from this. That's not from Dendi there as well. Sal as well as the region from Laguna, who still doesn't have that. Is that the mechanism coming up? Yeah, it is. The mechanism, just as we're talking about, completes 15 minutes, which isn't bad timing for a support either.
Radiant's bottom tower
They
is
have
under attack.
BKB on Razor now as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They can definitely fight right now.
Yeah. And could Nemiga... Do they have to just play
Dire's
defensive
middle
with
tower
the tier
is
1s,
under
or is this just back it up, give them the tier 1 tower mid lane, while Kiritich just looks for his next big item?
Yeah, I don't think you wanna contest bait right now. I think you just want to keep stunning your own power advance score and having Kiritich just farming. He needs that Skadi and then they can start thinking about doing something.
Dire's middle
So,
tower is under
and he's going to
attack.
be going towards the BKB, the Ghost Scepter to follow up. I suppose it does, it's helpful looking at the right click damage coming through from the Terrorblade. But does it go for it? Oh, never mind, Nick's assassin on the lane. He does see that Kiritich. They're going to try and rotate, maybe get a duel in Kiritich with the Impale onto the Terrorblade. Was that follow-up build? These three heroes about. Adsy, can he get himself away from the reflect comes out, so he's going to be slowed down a little bit. The air spike doesn't actually connect.
I was really expecting a punch relocate there.
Yeah.
I guess
I mean, everybody
they
else,
did one of the bits.
everybody else was around. And LC still building towards the shot. I mean, there's still 3 minutes before that unlocks anything. Gatsy, what's he going to do as well? First coming up for him. Odie, after the meteor hammer, it is going to be, he's got the blink dagger, he's going to be going back for the DKB. Going to help him in fights.
Yeah, he needs to get it because he is OD playing against Nyx. He doesn't get it, he's gonna get like 2 shot by the enemy position 5 and a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it's the best feeling in the world here. And then following up with the Ags after that. You're in. I was just the press the attack out with the on.
Dire are scanning.
Is a great conductor.
It's not actually committing. They're checking it out. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 here around, which could signal a rush attempt. Let's see. Yeah, Encrod's at half mana. How many points into the mana does he have? He has 3 points into that. Man, he's going to step right up into his path. The intel comes out now until the blink into the duel. Did he have the damage to take it down? The duel's word off. One more right click. Yeah, go. That's his 3rd build. The really big even from Backlund. Him with the bombshell as well. Get down for 5. Someone will be able to turn back on to Panspell now as well. Spark Carapace comes out. That's it. He's trying to keep himself alive. I don't think the Lion gets a finger charge off that. It was longer than 3 seconds. So with the Spike Carapace, he's just messing that one up. He's fought the Lion.
Nice fishing hook.
Yeah. Okay, he's not trying to land it on a hero, just see if there was anyone hanging about.
Radiant's
Didn't actually
bottom
pick any more
tower is
flesh
under attack.
stacks after that fight, or throughout that fight, but he's sticking quite
Dire's
2k
middle
health,
tower
and
is
he
under
only really
attack.
has the axe to boost him up there. Once he gets that BKB, once he gets more flesh heap stacks as well, you're going to be looking at like 3-4k health coming into the mid to hero.
Yeah, he needs some armor to back it up.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the raid that could look to
Radiant's bottom tower
like the,
is under
or
attack.
even the LC that could look to items like the AC. What specifically would you like to see on Pudge? You know, with the Shivas here for him, does you want to be going to? I mean, looking at the items, what is it that a Pudge wants?
I personally would not even hate the blade mail, but that tends to work
Dire's
better on
top tower
offlane
is
pudges, and
under
he is the mid, so he kind of needs those big items.
Yeah.
Items like
Radiant's
Kibi,
bottom tower
Shivas,
is
even
under attack.
E-blade is really good here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the ghost queued up. The E-blade could be an option coming into the mid game. So he's hitting all these hooks on these creeps. You know, he's definitely looking to get the farm in. 9k net worth lead, so that's as a mid laner up against an invoker that's got a hand of Midas, being only 1,000 gold behind. That's a really nicely timed pudge, I think.
Yeah, I will definitely agree. Nemiga, they want to go for a smoke now. Let's see what they can find.
Yeah, the Terrorblade does have that Scardy. Going to be working towards that Gibby afterwards. Haven't scouted out now as well. Put them into Secure Survival. Would be getting the next door there. Would be expected to get the BKB off. Through, as we say, on the upper equipment at least. I think that's a dual victory for 30, so that's not what you want to be coming into that. This number comes out, he's already used it. Then he's going to take a lot of damage from the weapons command. And now it's going to be a 1 by 1. A 4-5 hero on the side of Big go down.
All right. Well, there goes their lead.
And that was a bit of Saving Private Ryan syndrome there for Faye. It's, I mean, taking the duel in the wounds commands after the some of the sanities eclipse gets dropped as well. That is
Radiant's
that's a
middle tower
choice.
is
That
under
is a
attack.
choice.
Yep.
And
I mean,
with the,
TB, even when he's being disabled,
Radiant's
his
top tower
illusion
is
still
under
do
attack.
plenty of damage, and then to go onto the TB was kind of questionable as well.
Radiant's bottom tower
Because
is under
at
attack.
that point they already lost the Razor, and that's kind of the damage.
And that was the first level 2 duel as well, so that's a plus 20 damage for the Tire Blade.
Yeah, giving your enemy carry
Radiant's
dual
bottom
damage
tower
is
is
one
under
of the
attack.
worst feelings in the world.
Dire are
I
scanning.
know that feel.
It's like, you know, every single second on the map is gonna be more efficient for him now. Oh, so painful. But that
Radiant are
pain
scanning.
is one of the reasons why Dota is good. No other game just hurts you this much. So every single time something positive happens, you have a pain in your mind. You truly savor the positive experiences. At least that's what I'm thinking. I swear this is healthy, man.
That's some proper Bob Ross stuff. That's what he's, you know, you can't have the good times without the bad times, and well, waiting on those good times right now. And the road like out.
Immediately
Yeah, they can't move themselves over. They're not going to try and contest.
Is under
Who
attack.
have the speed to take this road?
Nope. Like both the Razor and the LC are gonna die before they take Roche.
There is a rotation in from Nemiga. They've got themselves a Wukong command back. There's going to go. It's flashlight. Let's go for the snap. The Wukong command comes up. That's I think they do take down the now. That is all they do on the background. It's going to be so this might be more favorable. It's not going to be enough to keep each of them. Do that chosen one. They are doing the damage. He himself. He's an undeadly.
So it turns out killing the Invoker at the time and not dueling the TV, the good thing to do.
Imagine that.
Madness.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
Get themselves the deadly. They get themselves an
Radiant's
8
middle
first
tower
goal to the
is
game
under
there as
attack.
well. Instantly. The momentum back in their favour, taking a full. Well, the Terror did cut and run. No, he didn't cut and run. He tactically retreated because he didn't have this BK. He didn't want to overcommit to that fight. You know, Kankan needs to now because he's 60 goals away from picking the Ogre anyway. Just wanted to split Dragonlance. He wouldn't be without that for too long. He wouldn't be without it before that Metamorphosis comes back up anyway. So he is flying that out.
This is lovely, isn't it?
It looks like they might be able to get. They do get the dual victory coming through with that relocate. Violent. He's got himself one perseverance. But it looks like it's going to be the lowest of
Dire's
Razor
top
and
tower
not the
is under
refresher.
attack.
Every single time I'm saying please buy a BKB, please buy a BKB, and people don't do it. And then when I say this is not really a great BKB game, of course Kritic picks up, and really early as well.
Radiant's
I
middle
guess he's
tower is
afraid
under
of the
attack.
punch damage, and that is definitely a valid concern. Because rolled is like 220 damage per second, which is a decent amount.
Yeah, with that axe, yeah, it's, and obviously, like, AoE doesn't even need to be as close. It's going to be great for duels as well. Just that extra little bit of sustained damage coming through. Pure up to 70 dual victory damage now as well. Which, you know, this and when you have a good start like this, you can't just snowball the supports because you look at the line, he's got 1100 health. You look at the Monkey King, he's a little bit tanky with the 21 armor and the 1600 health, but that's
Radiant's bottom tower
outside
is
of the
under
realm of
attack.
potential when you have a relocate in. Like we saw with the Violent being relocated in against
Dire's
the
top
OD.
tower is under Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Inkrad is gonna have his Lincoln Sphere now though. That's a really good for him to pick up. Gonna deal with map burn, dual, static link, dismember.
Radiant's
Lincoln's is
bottom tower
insane
is under
item.
attack.
This game.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Well playing. The tier 2 tower has fallen. Violent slap. And can be, I mean, the Aegis is still for the next 2.5 minutes. The Aegis can't go here because, like you were talking about, they could
Radiant's middle
force somebody,
tower
force
has
a
fallen.
hand, then pull the hook. Plenty hero back with that hook. You know, it means that you can engage on their terms. Yeah, and you can see even the Observer Ward coming down. This is going to be great
Radiant's
for
middle
Denny as
tower
he
is under attack.
looks to maybe pick up a
Radiant
support, something like that.
structures are
Get an extra
fortified.
duel in as well.
love how no one there.
It's gonna come in through the... Well, duelist. She's gonna be looking forward to this for the outfit. For the same thing. No one is off it. Good job, Martin. Again, he's down low now as well. It's gonna be... Nemiga to the one to carry and chase out. Then he's gonna go for the TP. Anything to stop this.
Oh no.
On it wasn't as well, so it was the one of the other deck going to get himself away. Pulls it up and goes to the back line, so they'll be able to do that. His back strikes to come to do. And it looks like he might even be able to go on to Laguna. Laguna's going to try and go for the TP away. Hand down for the foot strike. No, he gets up just in time. Meteor Hammer is that then. He's going to come back with that Aegis. They're going to try and do the damage, or he's going to try and do the damage. The Apple Imprisonment saves the OD's life.
How is it suddenly a fucking lead?
A lot of gold going the way of Kiritich. Seriously, he picked up what's 580. He picked up 1,200 gold just from the 3 kills. That's
pure.
That's not assist gold. That's
Money changes hands.
yeah, 1,500 gold going the way. Yeah, I'm going the way of the Terrorblade there as well.
No.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I feel like once he gets his satanic, no one is gonna be able to kill him. Now it's a 7k beat.
Is under attack.
This is escalating pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand. Nemiga, and the surprising thing is it's pretty much even on kills. XP wise, how are we looking there? That's just dipping the big roller coaster, being up and down there. Is just slowly going the way of Nemiga. Obviously, with those 5 heroes being up when they pretty much got team wiped. There's a big driving factor in the expanse between the two teams. Can't see, might see Incrab. I think look for this blink kill. Sentry's down. They do as well. When it comes up, what's that? He's gonna be that trip meteor. Not gonna.
Where's the third one? I just saw 2 meatballs. Am I missing something?
Yeah, if you're only getting 2 meatballs, you need to complain to your sub because you need to get at least 3.
Just ask if you can speak to the manager.
Invoker's even got the haircut for speaking to the manager as well.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning. Radiant are
Smoke
scanning.
coming out from the side of me. Radiant scan. No, this is the road scan. I think was on this map. It was the diagonal scan for relocating. Just seeing if it was, but Nemiga push out this bottom lane. Even it's going to go towards the tier 3 of the road.
He does pick on Alcon towards the Shivast.
Oh, Gatia, the fight comes, it's going to be X up, and the enemy follow the power strike, but the Crown Spring. Now, going to be so Income pop up KB early. Going to come down once again, going to be killing all
Radiant's
the
middle
else.
tower is
No,
under attack.
not going to be enough. Even Deck. The Astro, oh, bit of miscommunication there. Stop. But it just needs security. Be a walk right up. Then he pops up. It should still have the damage. Even the thing is going to be committed. 2 goes down without. And Nix is down now with
Radiant's
a
bottom
quick turn to the Nemiga.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
Let's
Radiant's
fence it.
bottom.
They're pressuring on. It's reached
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
8 crowd, so it looks like they want to go for another tier 2. It's going to step rocks.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Cannot stop this.
Radiant's middle tower
He doesn't
is
have
under attack.
buyback. It's electric.
Radiant's middle tower
Cheat
has fallen.
because
Radiant's
it
middle
is
barracks are
destroying
under attack.
everything.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
It's going to be. You can't go from that tier 1 tower standing at the top. And
Dire's
they
top
can
tower
easily push
is
out
under
and take that
attack.
tier 1 top and at least start some looks like aim crowd is going to be TPM as well. Maybe just stay out. Going towards his axe. He's at top. No. Oh, he does. No, he does have the pump boost on the courier. Maybe just waiting for the full thing to come out. Because he's about 700 gold picking that up. It's gonna be out in no time at all.
Horn of the realm.
It is so rough. For bait that Aincrad has this Lincoln Sphere, it means that they cannot just blow up the Invoker in fights.
Yeah.
because they need to somehow cancel Lincolns, but when you get hooked, you're gonna have enough time to press BKB. And when you can't kill the Invoker, you sure as hell cannot kill the TB.
He actually changed his mind as well. He picks up the Eagle Sword. Maybe like you say, he can't be killed. So opting for a little bit more attacks, a little bit more damage coming through from that Swift Blink rather than go for the Satanic first.
He can buy whatever the hell he wants.
Double damage.
He can buy a bloody Dagon, bring himself 0 HP, blink it, kill someone with Dagon, still be the strongest hero on the map.
Take a look at Violent here. Does have that refresher. The AC's coming up for him now as well, so he didn't actually finish it. I thought it was going to be the Lotus with the items he had. Goes back, refresh gets himself. But it's just going to be so hard for Bait to try and contest things like Rochelle. Losing half a rack. Okay, they do have the reload. Bait and fighters break out, but you even have to wait for the reload time. That could be the difference between having a hero up and losing one hero. And if you're out of the base too long, this comes up to the Monkey King.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, if they're out of the base too long, this bottom lane's going to be going towards the. You have at least one.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But that will push through in at all if they don't keep an eye on the base. Line going towards the end. There's just so much survival on this Nemiga. And what can Bait do? What plan here then?
They need like a full drain on Terabit, and then one or two support pickups. Ideally, they want to jump on top of the OD, because I think he's the only hero they can actually kill in a duel. But even the OD has 2200 HP, and Kiritich can kill the entirety of Bait in around 4 seconds.
Under attack.
Well, we'll have to get the start shot for that. And then he might be able to make a move. Bounce strike comes out, and also break. If it had the damage to do it, the purge press the attack. Off out, which is the BKB door as well.
He's dead.
Once again, with the BKB, yeah, look how low that sustain comes through from the good. We're going to be able to keep him alive. Okay, he's just going to be dragged back into the fight. Now that we're dead,
Radiant's
get
top tower is
the
under
damage.
attack.
We have to take damage here with the Sassel Purple.
Radiant structures
Zero,
are
and
fortified.
that's a rogue man up.
Future is grim.
Unfortunately, they save the Razor, and instead they lose the punch and the armor.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
This is a good shot. Who did they give the shot to? Do you want to get the Demon Team up run?
Radiant's top tower is under
Is there
attack.
somebody else that you think
Your Shaman has fallen.
is going to first? He's going to be picked up as like he's going to be the definitely does the job.
I was gonna say OD, but it's okay. He did well. It's not super great because he doesn't have Satanic, but he does have the Paladins for lifesteal. Oh, it's gonna be okay. Then give it to OD.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's going to be Vegas, and again, it will be 50 seconds for the full. Oh, the old one is trying to pull this one down. So let me put to it. Connects onto Gas. If he's going to be on there, it's going to be put up in that little bit. It's effectively, if you want to push onto the range racks, this could be Vegas here for Nemiga. And the Portuguese are going to be able to come up with the acting on the high ground. Well, get to hell with it. It should be the acting conclusion coming through from the terrible net. Slow down, fine. And it. 68 health left on this range rack. 60 health between Nemiga and Megas. Tornado comes out, gets up the race now. The Meteor's going to get with the Afghan pass. He's going to have a jump to take down. That's not being. He's going to get comes out, stays. And pushes back again. He missed because Mark is on to the Turbo. Here's the track. Getting track. He goes as the balance track comes in with Hamilton as well. Violet takes it off. He's having to take it back. Go back to that. Giving the jamming deck. Just comes. Heritage. He's back. Still got that up there. Because then he's going to be dead for the next second. Violent goes back, his higher battle track comes out, the Razor, he's going to be just stuff away, so this is the Violent back, the rest of the attack, trying to take He's not going to into this, and I think that's going to lose. Second, going to be killed. Target onto the outside. It's going to be two back-to-backs. Going to keep this going. And this dive back, even with that press attack again, damage coming through from the turbo. It was too much bait. Even dead by fact, this is going to be last chance saloon for the South defense and game number 2. Kiritich is out. And I'm going to be going in with the Swift and they're going to go to the team forward. The blink of the blue on the points. I think that's going to be okay. Over across the money, he can win the beat. But after the command, it's going to be a lot of damage. ETO does get dropped and they're going to be able to kill ETO's in the wrong direction. So maybe just a little bit of celebration there from aim pad. Maybe smooth out. Game number 2 goes away Nemiga.
Dire victory.
That was good for a moment, but I just love that we got to see a Denby punch, even if it didn't win.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to have fun with it anytime it comes out, and I think quite well, you know, going straight for Ags, it was effective. Maybe they didn't get involved in fights and the duels as much as they should have. It was a good showing. It was a little better than... I think that's the thing as well, right? They're over game, so it might not be enough to save them in this season, but they should potentially look to qualify again and come back stronger next season if this roster stays together, right?